Hello, my name is Henry Tuaoi, and this is the Week 3 video assessment assignment for the Mastery course, Personal Development and Leadership. The master that I chose is John Coltrane. A little bit of background: he was a horn player. He was born in 1926 through 1967. During the jazz era, he played for multiple different bands, um, but most notably, he played for Miles Davis and his band. First textbook reference, his passion for wandering around much more bands and collecting from them different types of styles of jazz music equipped him more than ever before into being a greater artist. I can relate to this. The reason why I chose him is because this was the main reason. I too, as an artist, um, I play an instrument. I know a lot of genres. I grew up with a lot of genres, um, being that of uh, hip hop, rap, and also gospel and island music, a lot of island music, reggae music. I'm taking with me all these styles of genres, and for him, he did the same as well. He took a lot of genres and he put it together, but he made his own, and he came up with something that was his original, and it was loved. And so I'm trying to do the same thing, trying to put together these different genres and make something different. I know that sounds so cliche or whatever, but it's the truth though. Coming with something different. Um, Second text: anyone who could um, spend 10 years absorbing the techniques and collections of their field, trying them out, mastering them, exploring them, and personalizing them, would inevitably find their authentic value and voice. Um, this year, I can also relate coming up with something different and that's original and truly yours, and something very hard to do. But in order to do that, you got to have vast knowledge of what you're really good at. In his case, his was the horn. In my case, it's both being an artist, a writer, and in the instrumental, I guess, ways, putting it together and just trying to come up with something new. But it's so hard at the same time. But that's why we go through this. So my first question: um, what made you keep going? And my references to this: as future masters emerge from their apprenticeship, they all face the same dilemma. No one has ever really invented or instructed um, the creative process. Basically, these texts are coming from Robert Greene in his book. What made you keep going, even though you had so many genres? I know you didn't have much ideas, but I wanted to know what made you keep going. You mastered something, but then you wanted to master more things. My second question: what would your advice be? And advice is being this. Second reference: what happens in such a case is that you do not master. If you do not master the basics, you have no feel or no real vocabulary at your disposal. That's from Mr. Greene. He's saying that well, my question is, if you haven't mastered a skill or a talent, but you have some degree of mastery, like you've mastered the horn. What would your advice be to somebody who hasn't mastered a level of skill that would need that would be needed um, to, I guess, make it far in whatever they're trying to go through? What would your advice be to them? Uh, um, One of my deadly sins is laziness. Discouraged by the thought that it might take others years to get somewhere, that they are constantly on the lookout for a shortcut. Uh, this, this can be a bad thing for me, is if you don't put out something really soon, if you don't work hard to try to put out something as soon as you can or with much thought, um, laziness can creep up and they can prevent you from doing the things that you want in a later day. Second deadly sin is self-obsessions. To me, I call this like a narcissist. Um, in several instances, people find a way to make the conversations evolve around them, and instead trying to help the other. Mr. Greene here Also states that self-obsessiveness can become quite, it can grow onto somebody, um, making them a narcissist. Not really helping the other person, but instead looking out for yourself. To me, I think this here can actually be a bad thing if you let it grow on you. It's not always about you. You always got to help people out and always listen to other people instead of your own voice. And that is it for my assignment. And here is my reference. Thank you.